and welcome back to MidEast In-Depth. Today we will take a look at a very cynical stance towards the approach of the West in combating ISIS. We also look at the American reaction towards Joe Biden's apology regarding countries he said were channeling funds to ISIS. Former managing editor of the Daily Star, Michael Glakin, is featured in the Lebanese paper in an opinion piece titled "Jihadi John is not the main issue." The writer starts by depicting Western intelligence agencies closing the net on the masked ISIS executioner known as Jihadi John. The continuing focus in the United Kingdom on Jihadi John, whom Prime Minister David Cameron has vowed to hunt down and bring to justice, says a lot about where the British are in this fight. The writer asserts it's unlikely that Jihadi John will ever be caught or face justice. It is true that the support for British airstrikes in Iraq is high following the gruesome beheadings of the Western hostages. This wasn't the case when Cameron failed to gain support for Syrian intervention last year. But the British have become cautious, if not reluctant warriors, and Parliament's approval for a desperately limited military action reflects this. Cameron did reserve the right to deploy the Air Force in Syria for humanitarian purposes without first consulting Parliament, but in reality he wouldn't dare. Not even a British drone can fly over Syria without parliamentary approval. Parliament also secured a commitment that the United Kingdom, in common with other Western nations, will not put boots on the ground. While containing the expansion of ISIS is important, it is not the same as eradicating it. An organization that has annexed great swaths of Iraq and Syria, despite being outnumbered, is unlikely to be bombed out of existence. The UK-based writer concludes that against this backdrop, the identity of Jihadi John and his fate is irrelevant. That so much attention should be on him betrays a worrying truth. Strip away the rhetoric and you are left with the inescapable conclusion that the West simply doesn't have much stomach for this fight. Carol Giacomo writes an article in the New York Times where she argues that the US Vice President apologized on his comments on terrorism funders while at Harvard University. The writer argues it used to be that lying got politicians into trouble. For Vice President Joe Biden, it's the truth-telling that causes a stir. Mr. Biden said American allies, including Turkey, Qatar, and the UAE, had extended unconditional financial and logistical support to Sunni fighters trying to oust the Syrian government of President Bashar al-Assad. Giacomo says that while there is little doubt that his basic facts are accurate, confirmed by news reports in the Times and other media and by Western officials, Mr. Biden was forced to officially apologize to Turkey late Saturday after Mr. Erdogan demanded it. He issued another apology on Sunday after the United Arab Emirates also took umbrage. The writer says that Mr. Biden should have exercised some restraint and not publicly shared his conversation with President Erdogan. But the truth that Turkey and other countries enabled Islamic State and other extremists can't be washed away. The United States, Turkey, Qatar, and the UAE and other countries in the region have a mutual need to work together to counter ISIS. That means owning up to the mistakes that have allowed the group to flourish and correcting them, including shutting down Turkey as a transit corridor for ISIS revenue, weapons, and foreign fighters. For more updates, please visit levant.tv. And subscribe to MidEast In-Depth on iTunes. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.